Jay-Z has been sued for allegedly raping a 13-year-old in 2000, along with Sean Diddy Combs. A key witness is set to testify, and new footage implicating both men has been handed over to the FBI. In response to these developments, 50 Cent has expressed concern about what Jay-Z might do to his own daughter.
And a new twist in a high-profile lawsuit accuses rapper Jay-Z of raping a 13-year-old girl in 2000 alongside Sean Diddy Combs. The lawsuit, originally filed in October, was refiled today to include Jay-Z as a defendant. The anonymous accuser claims the assault occurred at an MTV Video Music Awards after-party. Jay-Z has denied the allegations in a statement on Roc Nation's Instagram, calling the accusations heinous and urging a criminal complaint be filed instead of a civil one. He also criticized the attorney behind the lawsuit, Tony Buzbee, accusing him of exploiting the case for personal gain.
On the 9th of December, a civil lawsuit was filed by lawyer Tony Buzbee against rapper Sean Carter, alleging that Carter had been involved in the alleged rape of a 13-year-old Jane Doe. The victim, who claims that Diddy and Jay-Z ripped her at an after-party following the MTV Video Music Awards in New York City, is prepared to come forward and testify against him. This lawsuit contains details that only someone who has been inside Jay-Z's house could know. As the surveyor Scott Cohen, who to me is one of the greatest lawsuit describers of all time.
Buzbee say about Jay-Z, the artist, the businessman? Well, the complaint begins. Defendant Sean Combs, along with his longtime friend and collaborator Sean Carter, drugged and raped a 13-year-old girl at an after-party following the 2000 Video Music Awards. Another celebrity stood by and watched as Combs and Carter took turns assaulting the minor. Many others were present at the after-party but did nothing to stop the assault. Combs had been allowed for years to conduct himself in this manner without any consequences. He believes he is above the law. He is not. His close friend Sean Carter has been with Combs during many such instances described herein. Both perpetrators must face justice. So that seems to suggest that Sean Carter, Jay-Z, was not only present or participated in this alleged, what is essentially a crime, but for other instances. And that's really interesting. That's why I bring up this idea of, could he be hit with more lawsuits if you take these allegations as true? Now, the complaint goes on to say, Combs and Carter were not simply occasional collaborators in the music industry. The two men developed a close friendship that has been well documented from the late 1990s to the present. Together, they attended countless music industry events, events for each other's business ventures, parties, and after parties. Indeed, the two are apparently so close that Combs stated in 2023 that Carter is the only person, other than Combs' mother, who is allowed to call him by his legal first name of Sean. In 2000, near the height of their fame, power, and influence, Combs and Carter attended the 2000 Video Music Awards in New York City. Afterwards, Combs hosted an after-party for many of the most famous celebrities in the music and entertainment industries, including Carter, which is where the events alleged in this complaint occurred. I should also say that Buzbee also used this complaint to address an alleged harassment campaign that he claims Jay-Z started after Buzbee reached out about his involvement in the suit. The complaint reads, Carter was identified in plaintiff's original complaint as Celebrity A. Prior to the filing of this amended complaint, Carter received a letter from plaintiff's counsel requesting a mediation to resolve this matter. Upon present information and belief, Jay-Z responded to said letter by not only filing an utterly frivolous lawsuit, the one that I mentioned before, but by also orchestrating a conspiracy of harassment, bullying, and intimidation against plaintiffs' lawyers, their families, employees, and former associates in an attempt to silence plaintiff from naming Jay-Z herein. This effort was meant to scare plaintiff and to discredit her counsel. That effort failed. Indeed, plaintiff chose to file this amendment as a result of the egregious conduct perpetuated by Carter.
Jay-Z has strongly denied the allegations, claiming that everything in the lawsuit is false. He stated that he will sue anyone who comes after him. So far, Jay-Z has anonymously filed a lawsuit against both the lawyer and the victim, accusing them of attempting to tarnish his reputation for money. He maintains his complete innocence. Interestingly, since Diddy is also allegedly involved, there is a possibility that Jay-Z was caught on tape in connection with the incident.
People at risk, often mentioned online, was Jay-Z, real name Sean Carter, who came up in the New York rap scene alongside Sean Combs. And just a few days ago, Texas attorney Tony Buzbee made it official. He filed an amended complaint on behalf of a Jane Doe who says that she was raped by Combs and Carter when she was just 13 years old, that this happened at a VMA's after party back in 2000. Now, the original complaint mentioned Celebrity A and Celebrity B, a man and woman, as being present for and even Celebrity A participating in the alleged assault. Well, now Celebrity A has been identified as Jay-Z, who has adamantly denied anything like that ever happening. He is very, very clear on that. In fact, he has accused Tony Buzbee of extortion, saying that Busby's attempts to get celebrities to pay out huge sums of money in exchange for not being named in civil lawsuits with what he claims are false allegations amounts to blackmail. In fact, Jay-Z is believed to be the John Doe who just recently filed a lawsuit against Tony Buzbee anonymously, claiming extortion and intentional infliction of emotional distress.
The lawsuit alleges that several celebrities who were present at the after party witnessed Jay-Z and Diddy's actions, but merely stood around and laughed, doing nothing to intervene. This isn't an isolated incident, as there have been multiple reports suggesting that people connected to Diddy were aware of the abuse taking place at his parties, but chose to remain silent. In similar cases, evidence suggests that parents were involved in handing over their children to Diddy and Jay-Z in exchange for money.
Jay-Z is staying on the offensive, going after not only the attorney who filed the rape lawsuit against him and Diddy, that would be Tony Buzbee, the attorney, but also the accuser. And he has filed a new motion this morning, which we're going to get to in a moment, but basically he wants to level the playing field with the accuser. But first, we got to start with this response that Jay-Z had to the allegation. Catch you up real quick if you hadn't heard, but a woman who had filed a lawsuit against Diddy back in October, alleging that he had raped her at a VMA after party in the year 2000 when she was only 13 years old.
Right. Remember, this is when she allegedly was given a drink. She felt woozy, and there was Diddy, and there was a male celebrity who was unnamed at the time, and also a female celebrity.
Well, that unnamed celebrity is now named. She refiled the lawsuit on Sunday. She and her attorney, Tony Buzbee, refiled it and named Jay-Z as that unnamed celebrity involved in the rape. Jay-Z's response is extraordinary in that, look, we've seen all these lawsuits against Diddy, dozens of them now at this point, and frequently his response has been to deny it, but to say nothing else. Jay-Z went way more than just denying it. He did do that, but then went directly after the attorney. Part of his statement said, "My lawyer received a blackmail attempt from a lawyer named Tony Buzbee. It made me want to expose you, Tony Buzbee, for the fraud you are in a very public fashion. So no, I will not give you one red penny." This lawyer, who I have done a bit of research on, seems to have a pattern of these types of theatrics. You claim to be a Marine? Marines are known for their valor. You have neither honor nor dignity.
The New York Times contacted me to ask for my response to rapper Jay-Z's allegations that I tried to extort and blackmail him. My response is pretty straightforward. No one has made any threats. Jay-Z's assertions are bogus and laughable. Instead, our firm sent a standard demand letter seeking a mediation on behalf of a woman who alleges Jay-Z sexually assaulted her as a minor. The letter was vetted and approved by our client, whose preference was to attempt resolution short of filing a lawsuit. This approach is common in these types of cases. What you're seeing played out now is a coordinated and desperate effort to focus the public's attention on me personally to avoid attention on the allegations being made by my clients. This effort has included harassing my family and colleagues and even offering former clients money to sue me, which is illegal. When an alleged perpetrator behaves in this manner, wildly asserting that a basic demand letter is extortion and aggressively using the media to attack the opposing lawyer while at the same time ignoring the allegations being made by the alleged victim, it reminds me of a famous line from Shakespeare: "The lady doth protest too much, methinks." We intend to address all of these issues with the court in due course. Let me be clear, we will not be bullied or intimidated by these shenanigans, and our clients won't be silent.
50 Cent has also weighed in on the case, expressing his concerns about Jay-Z. According to 50 Cent, if the allegations are true, it's especially disturbing because Jay-Z has a daughter who is the same age as the alleged victim. 50 Cent even posted a video on his Instagram showing a clip of Jay-Z being taken to jail, captioning it, "I want to post this, but I'm afraid I'm going to get shot."
There's an accusation about Jay-Z and Diddy and a teenager, 13-year-old
Right,
teenager.
right.
And we were speaking about just the statement.
Right.
The statement, you were saying you felt like that was calculated.
That was that the statement is something from, you can tell it's written by a lawyer, because there's a point where it kind of gets aggressive. He says like you're gonna find out like how I'll handle this. Like, and that's an attorney want to be combative with another attorney. That's not like the publicist would say.
Right. This is on your
Put that up.
yeah, this is
that
on
50?
Yeah, it says I don't know what's going on, but are we still going to have the Super Bowl? I'm just asking for a friend.
Yeah, I'm asking for Kendrick. You know, I'm just trying to figure out if we're still doing everything the way. Because look, they will fall back, but the NFL, they won't necessarily be associated to that.
Right. Why do you not insert yourself, but you're on top of every topic, right?
Yeah. I'm just watching. I'm participating. I'm being part of the culture. I'm just telling my opinion.
Right.
Look,
because you're part of the culture.
Like I can't say anything now. I'm out of it. I'm like I'm going to Dre's studio and just sit with Dre a little.
Right.
And then, maybe I stay out of trouble.
Nah.
The allegations against Jay-Z aren't new. Both Jaguar Wright and Gan Deal have been speaking out for years about the alleged abuse they claim Jay-Z was involved in. They have repeatedly stated that Jay-Z is actually worse than Diddy, with Diddy making mistakes but Jay-Z being more calculated. According to them, Jay-Z has always been cautious, but he's not afraid to get his hands dirty. If necessary, they believe Jay-Z is willing to hurt anyone who comes forward against him.
Diddy used to hate Jay-Z. He hated Jay-Z enough when he was trying to get Ja Rule to go at Jay-Z. This is back in the early 2000s. And one day, Asner, Kushner, Diddy, and myself went to a Nets game and we met Jay-Z. I've never been a Jay-Z fan, like some of his music, the whole 9 yards. But when we went over to the, I think that was Prudential Center in Newark, and him and Puff met up, it was strange to me. Because I remember what Puff was trying to do. And then both of them, they was talking about something amongst each other, amongst all of us, and laughing and joking with each other. Then over the years, I see them giving garden parties. You understand what I'm saying? You could tell that the people in power had gave that reign to Diddy, and Jay was next in line. So to separate him, when in fact, they may be two of the same, but because Jay-Z is low-key, that low-key sneaky shit, and Diddy is, and was, rambunctious, just out with it, it don't mean that they're not two of the same.
Say, in your opinion, Jay-Z is a bad guy. Like,
well, I know
you're
he's a bad
You're
guy.
alluding, though, to the level of, like, Diddy and his Beyonce equally as bad, or just complicit in letting Jay-Z? Can you sort of elaborate on what your accusation even is?
Kiss the Girls is the best example that I have to describe the relationship and the camaraderie between the Jigga Man and the Diddler. Okay? These are two people that have been working in concert collaborating and competing. These are people that have been covering each other's secrets for decades. That's why I say to sit there and to just make Diddy the acceptable monster and not address his greatest collaborator in all of his business dealings it's a miscarriage of justice. Because what you're doing is you're leaving the other half of this two-headed monster out on the street to still be able to do what they do, while this one looks like he's down.
I guess, but again, maybe you're not at liberty to say it yet. I guess that's the comment is going to be, Jaguar. Well, what? What is it though? What is it? Like, is that coming? Is there something you can sort of allude to?
You got to ask yourself how a young man who pow-powed his brother, and allegedly, as the story goes, on his mother's request to hide her sexuality because it was about to hit the streets. This is a man who pow-powed his own brother and somehow walked away from that instance, got involved in the street drug trade, and somehow everyone else went to jail except for him. He's been making deals with the government and with the feds for quite some time.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, but the thing is, if none of this is real, how does the CEO of his record conglomerate Roc Nation, how is she a known federal informant whose background is transferring?
Jaguar Wright has mentioned that this lawsuit is just the first of many that will be filed against Jay-Z. She claims to personally know 3 victims and believes that seeing others speak out about their experiences is giving them the courage to do the same. Wright has also alleged that she was herself victimized by Jay-Z, making this an especially emotional moment for her as she continues to speak out.
But Jaguar has been warning us about Jay-Z. Jay-Z has now had an official lawsuit. It's everywhere. It's now being talked about louder than ever. I guess, does that give you some peace to know that people are finally really questioning this man?
It's emboldening me. I spoke on Piers Morgan. I said that I had 3 victims that I've been working with, victims of the Carters, that were ready to come forward. This might help them feel a little more confident now. So this is great because he's been evading. But the thing is, everyone in the backdrop knew that he was the celebrity John Doe. Everybody knew that. They knew it when I did Piers Morgan.
Is Beyonce celebrity B?
I hope to God not. But she was around. And she's very, she's got enough on her plate. After everything that happened with the election and everything that's happening right now, I'm not going to dump on that woman. She got better fish to fry.
Well,
what I will say is that her husband, she knows exactly who he is.
Yeah.
She knows. She knows.
If these alleged victims come forward, their testimonies could potentially be enough to convict Jay-Z. Johnny Depp's lawyer has also commented on the case, stating that if the victims provide specific details about the abuse, there's a strong possibility that Jay-Z could end up behind bars. The details they may have could be crucial in securing a conviction.
She could theoretically win if her testimony were especially compelling, but I think you put your finger on one of the real weaknesses is that these allegations are ancient. One thing that leapt out to me is the allegations also include that there was a witness,
yes,
other than Diddy, who a female, another woman. Her testimony, and obviously she will be subpoenaed, could be crucial. I mean, if that testimony corroborated the plaintiff's claims, then that would be something that would really be a game changer. But the plaintiff alone, I think, is going to face some credibility issues, especially when you have Jay-Z. I mean, Diddy, the allegations are pretty widespread, but there haven't been similar allegations about Jay-Z.